Hey guys, it's TheFrXion here, Tiger Tank 1-2, however you want to call me. I don't really care. Welcome back to World of Tanks. Okay, so the stream is running. We're gonna be playing the last Waffentrager event. This is the very first live stream on this YouTube channel. I've set everything up. I tested everything. Thing should be going well. Quick disclaimer before we start anything. As you guys know, I'm a university student. I have a lot of other stuff to do next to YouTube. I know the last couple of days I've been uploading crazy. A lot of stuff, and I really enjoy making content for World of Tanks, for YouTube. But yeah, I gotta check my schedule. So I'm gonna be planning to make like 2 videos per week, at least, or like 2, maybe 3 videos if possible. That's probably going to be always Monday for World of Tanks Weekly. That's going to be a thing. I'm gonna say it as it is, because I really enjoy bringing news to you guys, and I enjoy being informed above all else. Then on Wednesday, probably, because it's like a good 2-day break, and on the weekend, Saturday or Sunday, if I'm making 3 videos. If I'm making 2 videos per week, it's probably going to be either Wednesday or Thursday that I'm going to be releasing the second video. Maybe even later, I'm not sure yet. I just wanted to say that I'm probably not going to be producing more than 2 to 3 videos per week, unless I really don't have a lot of stuff to do. And, there's stuff to report on. There are days where I enjoy making more videos. There are days where I just enjoy not making any videos and just enjoy playing World of Tanks. Because it's kind of like, sometimes it's kind of like a job that doesn't get paid. So I just gotta find a balance right there. And live streams, that's obviously going to be a thing as well. But we have to see, like, in what kind of a setting. Am I going to be live streaming mainly on YouTube, or am I going to be live streaming on Twitch? Because I do have a Twitch account. The link I'll be posting probably later in the description of this video, if you're checking this out as a video log. But it makes more sense for me to be streaming on, obviously on the YouTube channel, than to be streaming on Twitch, to be fair. Because my following, I know it's not huge, 360, that's still a lot of subscribers for me. They're mainly on YouTube, so just going to be putting it out. So it's probably going to be on YouTube. But I'm not sure how often per week or per month I'm going to be live streaming. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna try to make it maybe a weekly thing. So maybe it's like 2 videos and 1 live stream. But we'll just have to see. So I'll have to be, I'll try to be flexible. If it's possible, if it's not possible, I'm just gonna announce it. And I'm probably going to be using the community tab on YouTube as kind of an updating platform. I think that should make a lot of sense to use that to communicate with you guys. So yeah, that's pretty much the disclaimer right here. And yeah, we're playing the Harrier, the event right now. And yeah, I want to get some more boxes. I want to complete the collection. Like, I have 10 more days or 9 more days to complete all that stuff. And yeah, it's rather difficult if you're playing as a Harrier against the Waffle, but still, I think the game mode is not too bad. I think it's like the most exciting one of the last couple of game modes that Wargaming have released, with like PvE, and I think there was no real PvP event that they released, mostly only PvE. So yeah. Okay.
This is for you.
Just really don't want to get shot by that Waffentrager over there. If he hits us, it's going to be a lot of damage. Yeah.
You underestimated our power.
There he is.
One less to worry about.
Okay, we're already doing 271 damage per a single shot. I think the way you want to play this game mode is basically you want to level up until like stage 7, and after stage 7 you'll have to start engaging the Waffentrager, unless, I mean, because you're going to be running out of time. So right now, I should probably be...
The enemy's armor is damaged. Keep it up. A little more and we'll be done.
So I should probably just be going after the Sentinels first. And after that, should be able to deal with the Waffle.
The enemy's hit. Like a knife through butter.
Yeah. I'm conceding unnecessary hits right now from these bots.
Target locked. We'll get them next time.
Okay, grab that damage. To be fair, this is kind of a map where the Waffentrager does do very well because it's rather a small map. So on small maps where it doesn't need to travel far distances, it shouldn't actually have any kind of problem with knocking us out one by one. You can see we have already like a couple of guys that have lost their tank, and one of them already has lost 2 of them, the Pazzo guy. There's only one more remaining vehicle. And now we're already at stage 6, and I think now, if we now start engaging the Waffle, and maybe like reach rank 8, we might just do more than enough damage. If we're careful enough, you know, always run away. Use the boost, but don't overuse it so you can still always run away, just in case. Okay, there's the Waffle. You can see our team's already engaging him, so it's a pretty good sign that they know what they're doing. Ooh, 460, that's a lot of damage right there.
This is for you.
What the hell? 460 and 360, that's 100 damage drop off. There we go, 380. Oh boy.
Nice shot.
Yeah, he's not feeling very comfortable now.
Right on target.
No, he's not even aiming at me. Okay.
The enemy's armor is damaged.
Okay, now I have to be careful.
Full tilt. Like a knife
43% remaining, and we still have about 3 minutes. So we can probably wither him down. Yeah, he doesn't seem to be like a very experienced Waffentrager driver. But he can still do a lot of damage if he hits me. So... No. Should be able to get away from the blast. Oh, I'm gonna catch one. That's so dumb. Should have not moved out there. Again, that was bad play. There we go. So the waffle now is at 29%. We still have about 2 minutes remaining. If our guys are actually going to be engaging the waffle, we should be able to do it. But I think they want to extend their time. Oh my god. Just stuck right there. I think our turret armor is strong enough to withstand the direct hit. I don't understand the way that these guys are playing. Why are they not attacking the Waffentrager? Because we need to kill him, that's our main objective. We're completely forgetting about our main objective right here. It really sucks when you're the only guy taking care of the Waffentrager. Well, now they notice that they have to move in here. Come on, guys, I need some help with this Waffentrager. We only have 27 seconds. Oh, we still got a minute. Thank God we picked it up. Oh no. He really wants me dead. No! Gets bloody caught in some trash. There we go. 16,000 damage. We win the game. It was kind of close in the end. Although we even started engaging him way sooner. I'm going to be making the beats a bit more quiet. There we go. Okay, let's see our current live stream, how it is doing. Okay, let's see our current live stream. Yeah, I still have to figure out a lot of things on this live stream, like how do you do like certain things. For example, if I want to do like polls and stuff, how do we do that? Just, you know, try to figure these things out. Okay, we have the Harrier footlockers right here. We're gonna open them real fast. Nope. We're gonna reopen. Okay, there we go. We got like a Russian insignia that we can put onto our tanks. It's pretty cool. reopen that again because we want the unlockable stuff right there. Ralph Soldern, one of the best engineers from the Expeditionary Squad. He can easily get a hopeless pile of metal back on track, but it's better to prevent breakdowns than repair them. Okay, pretty cool. And the final full motor right here. Ooh, nice. Whatever it is. Emblems. Grounding. Okay, looks cool. I'm gonna pick that up. Let's see how many collections we're still missing. We're still missing 11. So I think we have one mission in the Waffen. We still have a couple of missions. Okay, win like 5 damage bonus. We're going to be playing one in the Waffentrager to get the to get the engineer's box. Okay, we're playing on Fisherman's Wharf or Bay. I'm not entirely sure what it's called. But this is indeed a very good map for the Waffentrager. Okay.
What are they doing here?
We can just move into the middle. Let our sentinels spot the T-55s. And we can basically finish them off from distance. How is that a track shot? What is that? I hit like the turret. That's weird. And he's dead. Reload. Damn. Whenever I play like the Waffentrager, I remember just how much fun it was back in the days before they actually nerfed it. There we go, 2. Last one. Just gonna hide behind the rock. Unfortunate. He's not gonna repair his tracks. Nope. We're gonna finish him off. So So 3 tanks already wiped out in the first minute or so. It's a pretty damn good start. And now we're gonna take care of these guys. Oh nice, the Sentinels did enough damage to actually dissuade them. There we go.
This is how I treat uninvited guests. Penetration. Not so fast.
That guy's stuck.
Now let's fight my way.
There's like 5 tanks that we knocked out already. Ah no. I didn't think he'd be able to move again. 6 tanks. It's already, there could already be 2 players without a tank. And now we're gonna move in. Because the next spot is right in between us and the enemies. That's pretty damn cool. That will allow us to actually just maneuver and patrol this area right here.
They can't get through my shield. Want more?
So finish him off with my special ability. Am I able to actually shoot him over there?
Nice one.
No way, how did I miss that? Bad shot. But that made it up. Okay, so we have a T-55 over there. He's not really my main priority. Much rather want to get rid of those guys over there. There we go, another one taken out.
Uninvited guests.
He can shoot me all he wants, I don't really care. Gonna take a pop at that guy. We're doing like 200 damage per shot, so. Oh, unfortunate for him. They're starting to hide right now.
Seems I need to improve the AI. Didn't you expect me to have an
It's kind of smart. I'm gonna be pulling back just a little bit. Going to 7 right now. Rip.
They're done for.
Okay, they're still fighting this one Tiger 2 down there. It's quite interesting.
Those pieces of junk are useless. I'll handle this myself. Forward, sentinels! Bring me victory!
Oh, that guy's AFK, I think.
Excellent shot. No one's getting away. You are too overconfident.
Okay, reloads. Gotta stay up here. Hello, TheFrXion, or I don't know how to pronounce your name. You think that the shells were kind of slow on the Waffentrager? To be fair, I think the shell velocity is quite decent. I think it's good enough, especially like for like a small map like this.
A lot of time creating those machines.
Imagine if they just gave you like APCR shells. Boy, boy, boy. You would have just delete these guys from a very, very far distance. No way I'm answering. The thing is, if you're playing like with the Waffentrager as well, you know, I mean, I still have a lot of my HP. I've destroyed 11 tanks now. So all of these guys, they're probably on a very few vehicles right now. So they gotta be playing a lot more cautiously than I have to play. I can just be very aggressive, but I just don't really want to chase down these T-55s. I'm going to be doing it right here because it actually allows me to take out another player. And now we're going to do this. He's going to be right next to us. And he's going to be quite fucked. There we go. Taking 2 guys out of the game completely. And I think the other ones probably don't have a lot of them left. A lot of HP or a lot of lives. Just stick close to the sentinels. If you do that, you're gonna be able to catch a lot of these guys. Even if they're trying to boost away from you. Not gonna work.
Time for you to rest.
I think that this event is maybe a little bit unfair towards like the Harrier squad, because the Waffentrager is just this crazy good even at the start. If they just kind of balance it out, you know, that the Waffentrager has to level up a little bit as well, it might just be a better kind of game mode. But I think that was the general idea, to have like a very powerful, or kind of this image that we all had of the Waffentrager back in our head, that this vehicle is such a strong tank. But I think maybe they've overdone it just a little bit. I mean, easy 16,000 damage. We have lost about 8k right there, and we've been getting shot at for quite a while at the beginning, but it's quite easy to hit these shots. I mean, if those T-55s are not running from cover to cover and they're out on the open, they're really getting punished. And I can see the frustration levels right here, especially if that was a bad shot. If the sentinels are getting stronger. There we go. We win the game. I don't even know how many kills we got there, but yeah, difficult, especially if the opponent that you're going up against kind of knows what he's doing. You can do a serious amount of damage to all these guys. And yeah, they really can't fight back. So we got at least the footprint, the footlocker. And we're gonna open it up real fast, because we're still missing one thing out of the collection of the engineer, and I think that's exactly the emblem that we're still missing. And we have finished the engineer's mission. Okay, I have to switch back to the hangar. Let's default, not the last battle, default, and right there. Yeah, I think the HP on the Waffentrager is just, it's overpowered. It's too much HP. They should maybe just give it less HP. That would maybe make it easier. I think communications are also kind of a little bit difficult if you're playing the Thunderbolts, because the players, I don't know, they tend to rush in and then they kind of die very quickly and they waste their lives very early on. But if they are able to make it a little bit easier for the T55 Thunderbolts, I think that would already be a pretty damn good first step. But yeah, this game mode, it's going for 9 more days. I don't think that Wargaming will be changing anything in the next 9 days, but just for the future, you know, if they're doing these PvE, PvP events, that they really kind of look more into the balancing. It's a bit frustrating if you're playing on the Thunderbolt side, and basically everyone wants to play the Waffentrager, obviously, because it's a tank that the long lost forgotten son. Yeah, I think the damage mechanic with like the charged shots and with the damage kind of level that you increase it by collecting items, I think that's quite an interesting feature. That's something that Wargaming have started with, you know, all the pickups with the Steel Hunter mode, and maybe they're going to be making more PvE modes where they're actually going to be introducing more of these pickups and maybe more mechanics. I think it keeps the game fresh, and that's definitely a good thing, since World of Tanks just kind of thrives off new mechanics, in my opinion.
Don't get too excited. I'll cause you more trouble.
Okay. So we're once again on this very small map. Fisherman's Bay, and the Waffentrager is already running in there. He's probably going to rip those T-55s a new one. But maybe they can use the cover and get out of that place fast enough. The interesting thing is just that the Waffentrager does very good on open maps. It has the German accuracy, it has the crazy good gun, what do you call it, like the crazy good gun stats, and the gun handling is just pretty much amazing. So if you cannot stay in cover, you're gonna have a very hard time with this Waffentrager. So you'll just have to be very, very clever. You'll need to have very good kind of positional awareness. That's going to be very important here, because as soon as the Waffentrager kind of shows up somewhere, you just need to know how you can evade that thing. That's obviously the challenge. Maybe, I don't know if I would count myself to the, you know, the average kind of World of Tanks player, or maybe more the hardcore World of Tanks core player. But I think, generally speaking, a lot of the people enjoy the mode. I think they still have fun playing this mode. And I mean, I haven't gotten bored yet, and usually I get bored very quickly with those PvP, PvE modes, where they usually kind of add something into the game and it just doesn't feel right. Or maybe it just feels too basic. But this time around, I think it's quite interesting, because it's challenging, and if it's challenging, I don't think that is something bad, generally speaking.
You think you succeeded? I don't think so.
Okay, you can still use the double bush function on this thing, so it's quite interesting. We're already at damage level 4, and you can see that a lot of the T-55s have started shooting the Waffle. And I mean, we have already gotten him down to 79% of his HP. Oh no, he spotted me. Wait, does he actually see me, or? Yeah, he sees me. Ah, okay, I got spotted by the Tiger 2 over there. Like, if you're playing this... Okay, almost got wrecked right there. If you're playing this game mode in a platoon, I think it's a lot easier to engage the Waffentrager. It's probably also a lot more rewarding, because you kind of can communicate, and like, you know, oral communications are something completely different from chatting in chat or typing in chat, because you're just that much faster. You can just say to the guy to go there that way, or you know, you're gonna be pushing that kind of sentinel, and you can actually give people tasks. So like, as you can see right now, we have like one guy who was very successful in kind of diverting the attention from the Waffentrager, while basically the rest of the team, except for maybe 2 or 3 guys, decided to, you know, harass all the sentinels, and he wasn't able to actually defend them. And now I'm in big trouble, because this Waffentrager is going to be coming towards me. Oh, actually, not as bad as I thought. We're going to get spotted though, but you can see he's now getting desperate, because he hasn't really started killing a lot of us. He's lost a lot of HP. And there you go, 36%. We're already at damage level 8. We have most of the tanks remaining. This Waffentrager is probably not going to be winning this game, because he's just been too preoccupied with like one guy running in circles, and now we can just deal the damage, and he's just completely overwhelmed. I think the people have, like the players have learned how to play this game mode the last couple of days. It's very interesting to see how quickly players actually adapt. It reminds me of like, I don't even know, like, what is it? Is it Bear Grylls? Improvise, adapt, overcome, or like, yeah, I think that was always Bear Grylls. And you can see that players actually learn very, very quickly, and we didn't even do that much damage. Nothing special right there.
You're not getting me.
Yeah, that's definitely the nice thing. You're not playing against a computer program, against a bot that has been programmed in a certain way. After like a couple of games, you kind of figured it all out, all the quirks, all the weird things it does, or all the funny things it does. But if you're playing against a real player, they're unpredictable. You don't know what they're going to be doing. You don't know if this guy is going to be playing like very passively at the beginning and then like super aggressively later down the line. Can we reopen that? I just want the rewards. There we go. That looks actually quite cool. I thought it was going to be blue, but still, I'm gonna be taking that. So yeah, I mean, it still takes skill to be a very good Waffentrager player. Although you're very powerful, if the team is playing very well, as you could see just previously, you can still take him on and do quite well. So okay, we have 3 more missions. Top 5 players on your team that has done damage. Okay, top 1. And win a battle. Okay, we need to be the one guy who does the most damage once. We have to win 1 more game. I think I'm just gonna be playing 1 more Thunderbolt game. And you can just see like there are 19 Waffentrager and just 3 Thunderbolt in that lobby. So basically, I think everyone wants to play the Waffentrager. And who can blame them, obviously. Okay, so this is gonna be quite interesting because the Waffentrager is going to be spawning in the south. He's going to be making his way up north towards us.
Let's find another target.
If we can take out these 3 guys real fast, we can just move on over to target 3 and be done with that. But we'll have to be rather careful that this Waffentrager does not catch up. And he's already here, so
This is for you.
yeah, that's not worth it. It's like you have to be
The enemy's hit.
aware that this is a risk that you take if you're too close to the spawn of the Waffentrager,
The enemy's armor
and
is
you
damaged.
actually still go into that and you play like aggressively. This Waffentrager is just going to be bullying you. So you much rather just stick, like, take a bit of a distance to him, and then, you know, you finish off these targets. Then you just need to destroy the sentinels. It's very important that you just destroy the sentinels, because if you destroy them, the new ones are going to be spawning, and that's basically the important thing,
Target acquired.
that you take care of the other sentinels.
Track hit. Take this.
So you can see that the Waffentrager is actually going to be moving towards me.
The enemy's hit.
I have to move away from here now, because I do not want to end up on this
This one's destroyed.
list of the Waffentrager. Okay, he's aiming at the other side, but he's moving towards me. This might just be the death of me. I've just stuck around too long. Yeah, I'm pretty much
Like a
toast.
knife through butter.
I'm toast. Yeah, there we go.
Been knocked out. Changing vehicle.
Yeah, obviously everyone wants to be a bully, right? That makes sense. Like, everyone wants to be doing damage, and no one wants to be like the guy that just constantly gets punched up. But I think it's like so much more rewarding to have a very good game in with the Harriers, because it's like that much more difficult. If the player knows what he's doing, it's going to be like it's like a strategy game, you know, where you have to plot every single move that you make, and if you're wrong, well, you're going to be suffering from that because you're not going to be winning. And it's also it's a little bit of luck, it's a bit of randomness, because like the spawns determine very much where you're going, and the time limit that they put onto you makes it so difficult to actually be able to get it in time. So you have to have like a perfect game. It's got to be like all of these different ingredients need to be perfect, matched together, or else you're not going to be able to succeed. And I think that's the frustration part of this, because World of Tanks is like such a melting pot of disappointment. Since you're like constantly getting disappointed when you're playing like with randoms and all that kind of stuff. So you just need to kind of adapt, and you just need to figure it out. And I think that's what comes with experience. And that's why I would not say that like new play. What a ram! He just lost 900 of his HP for that one ram, and he's going to get like 200 HP. What a bad ram! It's just absolutely not worth it. Unlucky.
This is for you.
It's so difficult to take HP away from this guy. Like, what you don't want to happen is you don't want to get like caught out in the open. You don't want him to chase you or like get you in a one-on-one engagement.
Target locked.
It's kind of a shame for me, because I'm not playing, like, I'm playing on a North American server, and I'm like time zone Europe, nothing to do with the United States of America or anything like that. I just made a mistake when I created this account. And, you know, whenever I want to platoon, it's like I have to platoon either really, really early in the morning or really, really late at night. Else I'm not going to be able to play with anyone because of the bloody time difference. Okay. Nope. I personally don't think that we're going to be winning this one.
Nice shot.
Just gotta run away from here. Use the dips, the valleys, everything. Time is already running out. I think the timer is like what makes it so unfair. Because the timer is set at like 5 minutes and you get like 30 seconds for every single kind of target that you finish. And yeah, that's very difficult to get done. Especially if you don't have any real communications.
This is for you.
But maybe... Okay, that was a weird miss. Maybe we still have like opportunity, a chance to deal with this Waffentrager.
My friends will reduce your tanks to ashes. We damage them.
Okay, we do 390 damage now, I think. Oh boy.
Wow, that's some armor.
There's the Waffen. He's actually going to be coming right for me, so it's time to get the F train out of here. Oof, we just make it. Okay, that tiger is very far away from his home base.
This was destroyed.
We're only on damage level 6. This Waffen is doing a very good job at disrupting us.
The enemy's armor is
We aren't even able to actually engage him, so
doing that just makes me more angry.
pretty good job.
Nice
Well
shot.
done.
Intruders, welcome my guests. The enemy's armor is damaged.
Okay, that's going to be quite awkward now.
Penetration. Penetration. Bounced off. It bounced. Like a knife through butter.
Yeah.
Saw nothing. We'll be back
Damn.
in a moment.
The question is, do you use your lives that you have to get more game time out of it, or do you use your lives to throw yourself at the Waffentrager? And you just hope the sheer mass of it all is able to destroy
Didn't
the
expect
Waffen?
that.
Because I think my team is currently, they're still trying, but
Through my force field. Just give up.
there's a lot of solo attacking going on at the moment. Maybe we should help this guy out. Can't really see the Waffen.
Right on target.
And now I am in this position where I'm soloing the Waffentrager.
The enemy's hit.
Yeah, I think this is not going to be a win. Even if I'm more of a positive, optimistic
I'm disappointed.
person, I don't think this is going to be a
more
win.
interesting.
Unfortunate. Okay, I think I have enough of the last Waffentrager event for now. So I'd much rather play some normal World of Tanks. And I'm currently... Okay, no, that's not what I wanted to do. I am currently making up lost time on my KV2 that I haven't really played a lot, to be fair. It's like 110 battles is not a lot of games in the KV2. I don't even have any single mark. And I think I want to play a little bit more KV2 again. So let me just check real fast if the stream quality is good enough still. Okay, I'm quite pleasantly surprised. (1080p, 60 FPS). That is definitely quite nice to see. Ah, boy. Province. Not one of my favorite maps, to be fair. But a good map to actually snipe if you were in a tier 6 tank destroyer. But we're in a KV2 that is not supposed to actually be sniping, but... Okay, you know what? We're going to cross. We're gonna make the cross. Or are we not going to make the cross? Why is nobody moving on over to the other side of the map? Okay, 3 tanks. That needs to suffice. I'm not going to let this SU-122 die by himself crossing. Or this T-34-85. So we're gonna go and assist them. Yeah, the KV2, best tank. I still regret that I did not buy the premium KV2, the Ragnarok, from the Warhammer 40k collection, but it was like $36 US. $36 US for a tier 6 premium tank that you can just play in the game, but with a pretty damn cool skin. You just basically were paying $36 for the skin and making the KV2 premium. But I think that it's just like such a wargaming thing to do, to be putting out premium tanks that are just reskins, but for so much more money. But I think generally speaking, a KV2, the Ragnarok, is not better in any way, shape or form than the normal KV2, but still, I would have liked to pick it up for less money. Just too expensive. $36 US is not good. It's not a good deal. No. It's exactly what I expected in the end. Poor SU-122 44. Okay, we have another high explosive shooter. No, please don't back into me. There we go. Oh, to be fair, it's still very funny that you can basically play this game by just playing high explosive based tanks. You could spend your entire day shooting high explosive shells at enemies and just, you know, be giving them a constant headache in there. What? 135. We must have hit the gun. What a terrible, terrible damage output right there. That happens in this game sometimes. There's the IS-2. He's going to be looking for more. Okay. We've already lost like 4 tanks, but I think our team is not holding up too badly. Come on. 300 something. Ah, he missed. We have a Thunderbolt coming in. I'm gonna leave them to this. They just need to support this Cromwell B, and I'm going to be taking a peek at the Thunderbolt. Yes, I'm not Russian. I'm not speaking Russian. Давай, давай. Это Россия. No way. Okay, that's my pen here. No, 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 artillery, do not get involved. Oh no, it was the 8485 just cliff dived. It's not helpful. We still have an IS-2 over there. This is a very close game, to be fair. I'm gonna be making a clutch. Our team is going to be able to assist us right here, actually, I think. We're gonna make a clutch shot at this heavy tank, number 6, if he comes around the corner. Okay, the IS-2 is peeking. Yeah, that's what I like to see from artillery. Good evening. I hope you're enjoying your Friday night, morning, afternoon, lunch, whatever. I don't even know like what the prime time viewing is. We gotta put one into the Thunderbolt. This is our moment to shine. Come on. Oh, it was no pen. But still, engine fire. Now 15-second reload. 12, 10. Yeah, he's dead. 8, 7. Let's angle. Pretend to angle. Die! There we go. That's why you play the KV-2. That's the only reason. Okay, does seem to me that this team was actually doing quite well. We're gonna move up now. Probably going to get hit by already any second now if we get spotted. But you can see that we're running the potato skin on the KV-2, so that gives you like plus 400% chance of burning your opponents. And definitely 40% vodka consumption in the vehicle, so that's why they have horrible accuracy. It's not actually the gun, it's just the guys in the tank are completely hammered 24/7. Slow and steady. We're gonna almost one-shot this T-25. I can tell you guys this much. Come on, Cromwell. Run, Cromwell. Run, 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 run. Ah, it's so nice to use your allies as bait while you just stand there with your KV-2. Now we wait. Okay, we don't wait. GG. There we go. Ah, the KV-2 it's just such a beautiful tank. derping people's brain out. Oh. Okay. Ah, come on. No. We can get the elevation. Oh, we don't see him anymore. Ah. Oh, damn. If we wouldn't have fired, we would have definitely gotten this M41 HMC. Ah. The accuracy. There we go. Well played. I think the moving average is about 1600 damage per game to get like 3 marks in this tank. That might be something that I'll put my mind to eventually. But right now I'm kind of grinding out like the last remaining tanks that I still have. That I still have to grind out on my tech trees. I'll just have to check, like, I have all the Americans, I have basically all the Germans except for artillery, I have all the Russians, except for the STA2, no, the ST2. I have almost all the British, except for artillery and the FV4005. On the French, I just need the artillery and the AIM-X M454. We have the Czech, we're working on the Japanese, we have the Chinese heavy tank line, we are working on the medium tank line, and we almost have the WZ1321. We have the Polish heavies, we don't have the Polish mediums yet. We have basically all the Swedish except for having bought the tier 10s. That is a story that I often have to face, that I still have to buy the tier 10 vehicles of that nation. I think I'm going to be playing one in WZA in the 132. It's a great scout, by the way. I think I don't even know how many games I played in. 44. My summary damage is almost 3k. Okay, we need 2,650 for a third mark. It's going to be quite difficult, but it's not impossible. Okay, this is going to be interesting. I usually would push... Okay, we'll have to see what I'm going to be doing on this map. Usually with the light tanks I just go into the middle dip, but I don't feel confident enough with the speed that I have. So I'm just going to be sitting here real fast, see if any one of the enemies is actually going to be just rushing into the middle. It does not seem to be the case. Good evening, the nuke. As you can see, I've migrated over to YouTube, and I figured out that the stream now should be working here as well. So that's definitely a plus. This is one of these maps that for spotting are just. There's the ELC. I actually want to get like a snapshot of, but it was a little bit of a dangerous position to be doing that. We're gonna be helping out this. Nope. Okay, that is definitely not something we want to deal with. 57 heavy. I'm gonna load APCR for that boy. Okay, I think what's very important in this game is that we win this ditch, and that we can kind of keep the enemies away, or at least from pushing into our spawn from behind. So I'll just have to spot anyone that is on this hill. That's going to be quite difficult unless they're firing. I should be able to spot them. I don't think I have the... Okay, he has to be careful right now because he's right behind me. I don't want this guy to be like the reason that I get lit up. Because I have very good camo values, I have very good crew, and this batch at 12T was basically just lit up probably by a light tank hiding in the bush. Because they have the RU-251 up there, they have the ELC even 90 up there. So this is all a little bit suspect at the moment. There is ELC even 90. He started firing at our batch chat. Yeah, only one shot into him. Oh, there's the E3. Yeah, he just got like hammered by artillery. That depends. It depends. Like if with equipment 2.0, there are a lot of different choices that you can make regarding like what kind of light tank you want to play. You can have like a really aggressive light tank that kind of reminds you of the EBR kind of line. Okay, now we're in trouble. So I have to fall back right now. Yeah, we're gonna take that hit. I'm gonna repair after I'm behind this ridge line. There we go. Yeah, that's awkward when you lose the hill. But I still like to go with the passive scout. Camo net is always good. I like my binos. Sometimes I like vents. I think I have vents on this vehicle. And I think I have something else. I have this one equipment type which allows you to actually spot targets faster. With, I think, I'm not even sure what is it called. Like spotting targets easier. Okay, there's a STA one that I really do not like right there. That is like pushing up. Like my... Okay, that's basically a guy that just wants to spot for his team. There's a Yak Tiger over there. We miss him. Okay, they're moving up now, all over the place. This is all a bit awkward. We're getting stretched very, very much so. We have to fire at whatever we can. Now we just need the guns for all of our team. Okay, we have to take out this object 704. 341, unfortunate that he doesn't die right there. There's the 268. Are we gonna be able to actually... put one into him? I don't think so. Okay, you know what? I think our tank destroyers, they can handle this at the moment. I'm gonna help with the TVP because our TDs need to handle that real fast. If you're playing a light tank, it is actually never a good idea to shoot your gun unless you're actively being like aggressive, but usually it's like a very bad choice to be firing because it just takes away the camouflage values they just need. Okay, I thought he just missed. Okay, now I'm moving back. So we now have like two choices. I could go for artillery. You know what? I'm going to be going for artillery. Okay, we have to split up. We still have two tank destroyers roaming, still in the back of the base. One of them. We just lost one. I'll have to take care of the artilleries. We don't know where the SU-130 is. There he is. Okay, now this is super awkward. Nah, this is awkward. Okay, it looks like we have to... We'll have to be careful right now. Because I cannot actually move around the back with this SU-130. They should just fall back and let me sit in a bush. And see if I can spot anything so that they can actually snipe them from a distance. Because right now this is very awkward, since I cannot break through to the artillery, unless I want to really die. So I just have to pick my bushes carefully. I have to be very careful here as well, that he doesn't just move in from behind. Yeah, sorry. 1 sec. I'll answer your questions in a second because I have to figure things out right now. I enjoy playing light tanks, but I've been a bit rusty recently, especially with passive scouting, since they have had quite a lot of introductions of very fast scouts. So at least we know where the Emil is. Going to be quite awkward unless we don't know where the 260 is. The 260 is going to be a main problem for me. Okay, there's the 260. I'm going to be loading APCR just in case. There's the SU-130. Okay, they're actually all moving in at the same time, so that is very smart. It's a very smart thing to do. Very good covering fire from the STRV. He wasn't spotted. Let's move back right here. There he is. Yeah, this is so awkward. Because the Emil 2 now... We don't know what the Emil 2 is now. He could just pop up any second on this ridgeline. But if he's moving up here, he's probably going to get spotted by our FV. Because it's like in a crossfire. If I would be able to double bush right here, I would be able to fire on him. But it's a bit too risky in my opinion. He knows that I'm here because he just looked into my direction. There's the Emil. Oh, if he gets like a blind shot and he kills me, that would be crazy, to be fair. Let's move more into this bush so there's like no part of my tank that is like exposed. You can see that 268 or 260 is now driving backwards. He wants to get out of here. Okay, we have some assistance on the 260. That was probably the FV. Okay, it looks not too bad at the moment, to be fair. This Emil is going to use this as cover. If this 260 is now moving over like to G5 or something like that, we'll be able to spot him. But the thing is, like, right now, if you open fire right now, you're gonna get spotted. And you're basically going to be dying. And your team is going to be blind. You can only shoot now if you're double bushing, right? And that only works if the object 260 is dead behind me. And this Emil is actually quite smart. He's using this SU-130 as additional armor. That is why this STRV is having trouble going through him. And now you can see that our T95, our chieftain. Oh shit. I actually have been spotted right there. So I have to move. That was probably the 260. So I'm gonna be moving into cover. There's the 260. Okay, so this chieftain, what he wants to do right now is he wants to push the 260 with me. And he can actually take a hit. I could take a hit. Okay, never mind. I'll have to spot the Emil now. Okay. I'm gonna wait one more second. Okay. Oh, I completely forgot about the time. We only have 40 seconds remaining. Okay, what? 30 seconds. I've loaded high explosive shell because if I can pen him, maybe I can kill him. 420. So this is going to be clutch. Yeah, I just noticed that we were a little bit too passive in the end. Oh, what? He's over there? Okay. Still a draw. That's better than a loss. But to be fair, I kind of much rather have a win or a loss than a draw because it's such a unsatisfying ending. But we still managed to kind of put up a good fight in the end. We just ran out of time. Yeah. That was awkward. But that's what happens. A good play by the chieftain. I'm gonna send him a message real fast. Yeah, that was really unfortunate. I could have went looking for artillery, but the thing is, if I would have gone, the STRV would have had to spot the MEL2 by itself, and then the MEL2 would have destroyed the STRV probably, and yeah, then I would not have enough time to go back to kill the MEL2 from capping the base or stop him from capping the base. So that's basically, it was a very awkward situation in the end. Maybe it took us too long to take out the object 260, but yeah, we did basically everything we could right there. In the end, like, it's those small little things that decide if you win a game or not. Okay, sorry, I basically just had to concentrate right there. Equipment bundles, do you mean the bundles that they're selling in the store? Like these different special bundles that they're... Wait, let me see real fast. Wait, where are the bundles? Wait, best, back to battle, go to purchase, no it's not. Wait, where is it? Anniversary store, gold, tanks premium vehicles, last Waffentrager. Wait, like, where are these? Ah, there's the, like, bundle, no, exterior, other. Okay, I'm just a little bit confused. Like, there are so many new additions that oh, okay, there we go. Under equipment, I found it. Which one do you mean? Do you have, like, other bundles? The third to last. The multi-purpose light tank with coated optics, turbocharger, and additional grousers. Wait, are there more bundles? Oh, there are a shit ton of bundles. I didn't even know that. Wait, which one did you mean? Light covered surveillance and active. Okay. Light covered surveillance, I see that down there, and active, something with active, light active scouting tank, right? I didn't even know that they had so many bundles down here, but it makes sense. Actually, this is quite interesting, because what is like the price each and every single one of them at tier 1? Ah, you get like 15 large repair kits with it as well. Okay. This is rather interesting. I think to be fair, how many demounting kits do you have? Do you play a lot of light tanks? Do you play, like, are you mainly a light tank player? Like, do you have, I don't know, 40 light tanks out of 70 tanks in your garage? Because if you're playing like only specific light tanks, I think that the way with demounting stuff, with the demounting kits, is still the way to go, especially since you can actually buy like 50 demounting kits for like 3 million, I think. And you also start off with quite a few demounting kits. I would like, the thing that I would always run on a light tank, for me personally, since you want to have the maximum view range, I would always have either coated optics or bino on your light tank, because you want to have the maximum view range. I remember back in the days, it was all about the view range, because the maximum view range, like if you look at my, I can show you my, like 1 second, we'll go right back to this stuff. I can show you my Sheridan, my tier 10 American light tank. My Sheridan, I have basically played very, very simple. I've managed to get like a 3 mark on the Sheridan. And what I've done, like this equipment wasn't on my Sheridan before. I just started putting it on like very recently, just to see what it would do, like to give myself maximum concealment. What I was putting on my Sheridan was I had like coated optics. I had, I think, binoculars on it as well to get like the maximum, and I think my spotting was along the lines of 1,100 points. So I was able to spot tanks like, in theory, from 550 meters. But obviously, since you can only have like 445 meters view range max, it just gave you like the additional spotting to better see vehicles that were in camouflage. So I was able to see tanks that nobody else was able to spot, and even like from way further away. And I think that is why I went with Commander's Vision, because it allows you to see vehicles that are like hidden in bushes or gives you the better opportunity to spot these tanks. And I've been quite happy with Commander's Vision, definitely. And I also have the low noise exhaust system class 1. But to be fair, that hasn't really done a whole lot for me. Maybe if you're like more of a stationary light tank, more of a passive scout, I still more prefer the camo net, because camo net just gives you that much more camouflage. But like at least with the low exhaust, it gives you like, yeah, wait, it was only for stationary or moving vehicles. So you got like the added bonus, which you don't get if you're yeah, the thing is, like, if you're playing a light tank that is much more mobile and you prefer like to be on the move, obviously you should take something to fit your playstyle. If you don't like to play light tanks passively, like sitting in a bush and scouting and just spotting stuff for like a prolonged time, I just noticed that it's like the best of both worlds is if you're able to have a very high camouflage value when you're on the move, a good spotting on the move as well, and then if you go into those positions and you go into those spotting like those bushes, that you get like the maximum out of it as well. That's why I like to run both of them. I just have very good crew skills on spotting, so that I maybe can, you know, put away the binoculars and just run coated optics. But I mean, if you prefer to be on the move, yeah, that's the thing. You just need to have trigger discipline. If you're sitting in a bush, you need to be very careful, because you can only shoot if the bush is not transparent. And that means you'll have to move out of the bush, you need to move behind the bush, and you'll need to fire behind it when it's fully, like, when it's not transparent anymore. But the thing is, if you're going into those aggressive positions that are like, maybe a lot of people might know but might not know the position, it's very dangerous to be driving out there and to try to double bush or like have a single bush that's like non-transparent, because you just don't have the ability, you don't have the position to shoot at targets right there. Your vision is that much more powerful than your gun, basically. Like the gun on your light tank, you just have to view it as, if you're playing like a passive scout, the gun on your vehicle is basically just like a self-defense pistol in case that somebody's rushing you and you need to use it. But other than that, you are never using your gun. Like, you should not be using your gun unless you know that you are not getting spotted. And that is the very difficult thing to learn in Wall of Tanks, because there are a lot of different perspectives and a lot of different ways people can spot you. Like, there are a lot of positions that they can be hidden somewhere, especially tank destroyers that you might not spot because of the double bush or like all the bushes that they're in. So you need to be careful. That is why, like, if you want to play aggressive light tanks, and you're playing like the Russian light tank with decent view range, but with still a little bit of armor and a very punchy and aggressive kind of gun, then I think you can still go for the aggressive build. And what was it, like the light active scouting tank? So if you want to have like good view range, you want to be able to spot the guys, but you want to be zooming around, this is probably a pretty good set that I would recommend. Because it also allows you to be faster in, or to be unspotted faster. Like, people sometimes just forget how long you can be spotted for, yeah, you can be spotted for a very long time. And you can be a target even though you think you're no longer a target for like 3-4 more seconds, and these 3-4 more seconds might just allow the enemy to take you out. But it all depends on your playstyle. Like, I prefer to be more of a passive scout, but if shove comes to push and then you really have to be engaging, then I would say, like, doesn't seem to be a bad idea to have like an active build, or maybe here the passive build, the light covered surveillance tank. I think both of these are good bundles, but it just depends. Like, what do you need more? Do you want to play your light tanks? What kind of light tanks do you have? Wait, you like passive, but you like to shoot? Yeah. That's how the game is now. Okay, the M41 walkable dog. The Chinese version, right? Let me see real fast. Okay, so you like playing Chinese light tanks, or kind of Chinese light tanks. I mean the Type 64. What do you mean? Like, what kind of missions? How do you get those missions to say like what you need to do? Which missions are we talking about? Are we talking about campaign missions? Or are we talking about daily missions? Wait, let me see real fast. So you want to have like the daily missions displayed in bottom left. You mean these daily missions, right? Just pop up. Oh, okay, yeah, it's in the bottom left side, I can see it. Well, I don't know. It kind of just pops up. I'm not sure if I'm using a setting for it. Let me just see real fast. But I think it always has just popped up for me. Marks of excellence. Accept invitations. What? Okay, that's weird. Because, like, okay, why is it not popping up right now? I'm not sure. I don't think it's a feature of solo mod, since I'm using the solos mod on my system, but I think it's just Yeah, it just pops up from time to time. Do you have like do you have a premium account? Because some of the missions are premium based only. Like let's just see. Okay, that was the standard mission, so you should actually see the standard mission. But the premium missions, it's weird. Maybe it only pops up if you go into the mission tab and then you leave the mission tab again. Try going into the mission tab and then try leaving it again, because it just popped up for me again when I was in here, and then I left out. I left the tab again, went back to the garage. It just pops up. But it just pops up for a quick second and then it just disappears again. I don't think it has anything to do with premium. I don't think it's a mod. At least I could check my mod settings real fast. Show tank parameters, display and handle, additional sounds. Okay, we don't have any old school mods on. I don't think it's a mod. I think it's... I don't know, it's kind of weird that it doesn't show up on your screen. Like, have you tried tabbing into the missions section and checked out like the standard mission type, and you just kind of went back to the garage? It didn't show up on the left side. Okay, that's weird. No, it should not be a mod. It definitely should not be a mod. There's also no settings for it, yeah. Yeah, the T92, it's a great light tank. It could be a mod. It could be a mod. I'd have to check real fast, but it could be a mod that I've installed with Solos mod. If I'm thinking about it. But on the other hand, I have no idea. Like, I've been using Solos mod now for about 4 or 5 years, and I've always had like the same layout and all the same mods equipped. All the stuff that I need, Garage Viewer and all that stuff. And it, yeah, I think this was coming with the new UI changes, or with the UI changes that they made like a year ago with the missions tab. And I think I've had it ever since, so I'm not sure why. I've never seen it on Quickie Baby's live stream, so it might be a mod. But I'm sorry, I can't really help you there right now. Don't really know what kind of mod exactly it could be, but that's kind of weird. But it only shows up if I... It only shows up if I click on it on missions, and then it disappears real fast again. But I have to be honest, I think the T92 is a great light tank. It's very unique in its looks, and it's also quite unique in its playstyle, since braking with this tank feels like your entire tank is just like going forwards and backwards. Yeah, I can understand why you would be doing the T92 active a lot, but to be fair, I still enjoy being more passive. I like being a passive scout. I don't know why, but I think it yields like the best results, and there are like so many bushes that you can hide behind that it's like crazy. But like, if you're being a passive scout, there are a lot of positions that you might need to push actively at the beginning and be very aggressive to get to, and then you'll have to like sit still and hope that your team kind of supports you there. Like, if we take a look, okay, I didn't want to create platoon. if we take a look at certain maps right now, we can create, oh actually we don't have to create any room. Abbey. Abbey is one of those maps that light tanks can't really do very well, to be fair, in my opinion, because like the distances are just, yeah, the map is too small to be a very active or passive good scout. I think the only thing you can really do with a light tank is you can actually spot this line down here. There's a bush here, there's a bush there, but usually, you know, if you go into those bushes, they pre-fire once they get lit, so they usually fire at those bushes, and the support from behind, it really depends on what kind of support you have with you. So it's maybe not really that much worth it, but after that you'll have to play as an active scout most of the time. You can scout the middle, but you don't really have a lot of, you don't have enough camo to actually not get spotted from the enemy base when you want to shoot into that. So you'll just have to use your armor and your gun to your advantage, and that's why I think on Abbey light tanks are doing really badly, because they rush the hill at the middle and then they kind of get sniped from the base. Yeah, you mean Himmelsdorf. That's what you mean, right? This is basically the worst map for a light tank that is trying to be passive. If you're trying to get a lot of spotting done, Himmelsdorf is just basically, yeah, it's a big brawl and you cannot expect to do really well on this map. That's just how matchmaking is. What you can do is, like, you can always hide behind your bigger tanks. I think what I really like to do in my light tanks, when I don't have any other option than to be like an offensive kind of vehicle that is supposed to be playing like a medium tank, what I tend to do in that case is basically I start maneuvering around my big tanks, the heavies, and I try to be like the one vehicle that goes to the flanks and just annoys the enemy into basically, you know, having to concentrate on two fronts. That's the only thing you can do in certain maps. I mean, Nuremberg is also a good example where you, as a light tank, are very limited, because the city is basically, that's the main fighting part, but also this little town. This is where you can actually spot some of the enemies. If you're able to take out the other light tanks and mediums, you might just be able to carefully spot your way into the enemy base with these bushes that you have here, but most of the time there are tank destroyers sitting back there. So yeah, that's kind of a difficult map to scout as well, especially at the beginning, because everyone wants to shoot the light tanks that are getting spotted here and here. Sand River, there are some spots that you can actually spot if you're careful enough, but they're very dangerous. One of them being like right here, there are like a couple of bushes, but if the enemy decides to move up here, he's going to proxy spot you. But you'll be able to spot anything over here, and you'll allow your team to shoot in, like, basically into the enemy cap from like the middle. Same goes for if you're coming from this way and you're kind of spotting right here, you can spot everything down here. It's high risk, very high reward if you're able to do that. Serene Coast, there are a lot of maps that are not ideal for scouting. There are actually a lot of maps in this game. I don't even recall having this many maps involve tanks. Airfield. Airfield is one of those maps that basically you'll have to be an active scout if you're coming from the right side. What I like to do in a small little light tank, I like to go into certain spots like right here, where you can actually spot everyone right here. There's also this little rock where you have like a little bush where you can be an annoying little scout that constantly just fires on the enemies. but that kind of gets blown apart really quickly if there's artillery. If you're on the enemy team, on the other side, on the left side, there is a bush right here where you can put over some trees. You can just like basically drive over some trees, and you can have a double bush situation where you can actually shoot into this area over here. But artillery likes to pre-aim the spot. Right here, there are a couple of bushes where you can actually shoot into this alleyway. That is a very good position to use when they're kind of preoccupied with pushing, and you can just, you know, go in there like every couple of minutes and just keep, you know, pelting them from the side. But you have to be very careful because basically every medium tank right here is going to go for this position and try to knock you out. And yeah, like if you have enough view range and the battle kind of dims down a little bit, you can also sit back here. There's a bush right there. Yeah, it always depends what kind of enemies are running around. Berlin is a pretty bad map. I haven't really scouted on this map yet, but I think the southern part you can do pretty damn well in a light tank, but that's about it. Cliff. Yeah, on Cliff you can actually... there are a couple of spots that you can pick as a light tank where you can still do some damage. Right here, you can double bush up to the hill. Actually, I think it's quite difficult now. Cliff, yeah, you can go up the hill. But this is one of those maps where you're constantly going to be spotted as a light tank. Okay, yeah, thinking about it, like El Halouf, you can go into the middle. There are like a couple of bushes right here where you can spot the enemies on the ridges. But it's kind of high risk with, yeah, medium reward. You can be here. There's like a like a hilltop where you can actually sit in a bush, but you can get easily spotted right there. Yeah, a lot of the scouting is dependent on bushes. Empire's Borders is a terrible map. You can forget spotting there. Ensk is too small for spotting, to be fair. But if you're playing like Encounter, I think you can actually get into some of these bushes right there. I've had some good games on that map. Yeah, well, it depends. If you want to be a very successful scout, you'll have to be able to adapt to the situation. Depending on, well, do you want to sit in a bush? Do you want to stay back there? Or do you want to go get into the action but lose HP? You'll have to balance those things. And I think it's a lot easier in certain light tanks. For example, this boy right here. It's obviously easier to do in this one than in the T92. I constantly run binos and optics because I was too cheap. Like the thing was, I would put optics on a light tank because it just needs to have better optics. But I would put on binoculars as well because you could just put it on and it gives you like better view range. Like the better view range allowed you to spot vehicles better because in the end, their camouflage values dropped. Because if you had like max spotting, which is 445 meters, and you even had more spotting, all that spotting that you had additionally to it, like maybe, I don't know, 80 meters additionally to the 445, which would be 525, will give you like basically 80 meters of spotting that allows you to take away the camouflage of your enemy vehicle. So you would spot them a lot earlier or faster, and you'll be able to spot them through bushes, all that sorts of stuff. Well, the thing is, like, what kind of vehicles did you play before you played like light tanks? Because light tanks are very unforgiving. I think a lot of times you either have like crazy good games sometimes you have like really, really bad games, and that's like what happens with light tanks. That's why a lot of people get discouraged, because like mistakes cost you most of the time like twice or 3 times as much. Because it's like, yeah, if you get punished for real, and it really hurts. But yeah, if you're coming from mediums and heavies, tank destroyers, well, have you played any of the medium tanks that like require a lot of finesse, like the Leo 1, for example? Because this is one of those tanks that just does really, really badly in any scenario where it's lit up. If this Leo 1 is just basically lit up, it is having a bad day because it has no armor. But if this tank is able to sneak around and you're able to use the camouflage, I know that I don't have best concealment because I don't have crew on it yet, or I don't have the crew on it at the moment. This thing can do so much. Even the pattern, let's be fair, the pattern, if you want to look at the spotting on my pattern, I have 468 meters view range on this thing. And I mean, the concealment is not that great, I know. It's a huge tank, it's a huge medium. But still, I mean, if you get in certain bushes, you can still be kind of a scout. You don't have the mobility, yes. Your tank is huge, you don't have maybe the best concealment values, but if it comes down and you need to use your view range, the pattern can still do that, and you kind of, like, playing light tanks makes you a better medium tank driver because you're much more sharp on positional awareness and bushes, because you have to work with bushes, and that makes you kind of a better medium tank player because you're going to be using bushes much better than other players would, for example. Because like most people use medium tanks as like a huge force that are flanking enemies, that are maybe sniping from certain positions, or that are like a supporting role to heavy tanks in a main push. But if you played like light tanks and you kind of garnered the knowledge behind it with the camouflage values and all stuff, you can make a Leo 1 behave like a light tank with a massive gun. Okay, the STA-2. The STA-2, that's a Japanese tier 8 medium tank that I also own, and I've just played my STA-1, and my STA-1 is pretty damn terrible. This thing has 55 kilometers per hour top speed, which the STA-1, I think if we compare it, like, this is what pisses me off, because the STA-1 is horrible compared to the STA-2. I've just noticed it. Like, I've been playing the Japanese tech tree now for a while, and the STA-1 is like that much worse in mobility that I didn't even know that. Like, it's 10 kilometers per hour slower, but the concealment is actually better. But obviously, that has to do with the fact that I don't have like the same equipment and the same crew on it. That's weird. Why do I not have the same crew? Okay. Well, you could... Yeah, you could you could build or make a build of the STA-2 with good concealment values, but the thing is, I'm not sure. Okay, so think about STA-2 when playing my light tanks. Yes, kind of in that direction. Yeah, because the STA-2, like a light tank, doesn't have any armor, right? The STA-2, it is still a medium tank, but if we check out the armor on this thing, 45 millimeters, I think people will be high explosive spamming you once they spot you. It's like a vehicle that is supposed to be more on the second or third front line, which is better for sniping or maybe flanking around with a large task force. But the thing is, with the STA-2, you should probably never push something unless you really have to. Because you don't want to lose all your HP, and you're going to be losing your HP quite quickly if you're kind of being too aggressive with this thing. Because like the bouncing chances on this vehicle are almost none. Almost zero. But the gun is pretty good. That's like the difference usually from light tanks to medium tanks. The guns on the medium tanks are just a lot more competitive. And I think, okay, I remember it. This tank wasn't too bad, but 0.36 dispersion at 100 meters doesn't sound too great, but I'm not gonna say anything else. But like, the thing is with medium tanks, they do not get the same bonuses that the light tanks get in the form of concealment. So trying to really get this vehicle into a kind of concealed tank is going to be difficult. It might be possible, but maybe it's not worth the effort. But still, like playing with bushes, playing a second line, all those things that can really work out for certain medium tanks. For example, I think the Revalorise, the French M4, like the M4 Mutant, it also doesn't have any armor. The thing is, it's even slower than the STA-2. The gun is very good, but if you can kind of be a bit more passive with this vehicle, like with the STA-2, I think you're gonna yield a lot better results. But yeah, sometimes you cannot be passive, right? There are times where you need to get into the action to assist your team or whatever, and you need to like break through a certain front line, and then you just need to resort to the brawling, like the brawling characteristics of your vehicle. And the STA-2 obviously doesn't have that, so yeah, you just need to look at your HP. That's why it's very important in those very lightly armored vehicles and in the light tanks to preserve your HP, because your HP and your mobility are going to be your armor. If you don't have the mobility, you don't have the HP, you're not gonna last very long on the battlefield. Okay, I think I've talked enough. Like, now I really want to play the LT432. I think, like, playing light tanks, it's always like such a weird thing, because you might have a very good game, you might have a very bad game. It can go like very good or very bad in a very quick kind of time, or a very short time frame. Your most played tank is the T-34-3. I remember that vehicle was terrible before they actually buffed it, but I haven't played it as much, to be fair, like since I think light tanks are difficult to play. It's difficult to master the light tanks. Like, I've been playing light tanks for a very long time, but I still make mistakes, like a lot of the times. And maybe I'm too aggressive sometimes, maybe I'm too passive. A lot of things happen, and yeah, that's just how World of Tanks kind of goes. Yeah, that's a great money printer. But nothing ever will beat my Löwe. Because my Löwe is the ultimate money press that I have. Okay, I was just spotted by Centurion right there. How How does a tank drown on this map? Well, to be fair, I'm also coming from the medium tank sector. Like, basically, all I've been doing, like, from the very start was playing my medium tanks. I started with the American medium tanks, and the very first medium tank that I really enjoyed the most was the M26 Pershing, and okay, there we have the LT-432. Okay, he's gonna push him. So you have to be very careful with light tanks. If your T-26 does something like this, yeah, you can actually support, but it's always kind of a difficult thing and quite dangerous, to be fair. It's very important to actually destroy the light tanks, because if you destroy the light tanks, you're basically stabbing the eyes out of the opponent most of the time, which is going to greatly hinder their ability to actually win the game. That's why artillery also likes to shoot light tanks, because they're very interesting targets. T-26 is rather aggressive right there. That's it's a good thing, to be fair. Let's see if we can spot anything right there. Okay, so this map, the control of the middle is actually, I think, the most important part, but you also have to be careful that your team is not losing one of the flanks. And as you can see right here, we're currently quite few tanks on one flank, so that's why I'm going to be supporting them right here. I'm just gonna see if I can actually pen this Pershing. Probably not gonna be having any luck with this, because you'll have to get like the perfect shot in, but it's not really the best idea. Okay, we're just gonna be spotting the Pershing right now. We're gonna see if artillery can help us taking him out. After we take out the Pershing, we take him out of the game, we can actually push this flank. And since we do know that we have support on our side, we should be able to see everybody else as well. I think the SCRV is spotting him, so I don't need to go in there. No, actually, it's me spotting. So, yeah, kind of a bad move by the Pershing to be staying behind that wrecked T-26. And now you can play the aggressive scout, basically, because you know that the middle is clear. You know that there are two tanks here with the Charioteer, the ISU 152K, Oh no, ISU 152. Then there's the Pantera. And there he is. And now we have artillery also lit up. So yeah, we can have a bit of fun right here. But always keep on the move. Should actually not be able to see me, but they'll probably see me in a second now. Okay, we're gonna spot the ISU 152 real fast again, so that our STRV can actually do something over here. And now we know that the charioteer has left his position. That leaves us now here with a Pantera. And with artillery over there. But artillery must have moved. Yeah, there's artillery. Kind of awkward that that this Pantera is still here. I don't even know what he's doing. He's not really engaging us. Like, this is a moment where you can use your gun. This is like the time to really be aggressive. And to be fair, I mean, it's not like you never use your gun in a light tank. It's just that you have to see using your gun or your main armament as like a major risk as a light tank, because you don't really have a lot of HP, and once you get lit, you can't really help your team if you're dead. Okay, where's the mission? Yeah, so with the LT-432, that's a rather aggressive scout. Probably one of the best tier 8 light tanks, probably because it's Russian. That was not a very passive scout game, but if we had like to defend the one line where the STRV was, we would have probably had to turn into a passive scout. But yeah, now that you talk about the T-34, I think I want to try it out again. I haven't really played it a lot. It does have a good crew on it. Generally speaking, I have so many light tanks and premium tanks and everything else in between, so kind of lose your overview over certain things. Okay. Wait, what's the gun depression on this thing? I think that's 6 degrees. 6 or 7 degrees, I think. So is the T-34-3 your favorite medium tank? Okay, that gun is pretty punchy. 453. Is it tier 8? 390 alpha damage? Not bad. We have to take out this T-77. See if artillery is going to be interested in us over here. This tank actually has gotten some serious buffs, man. No, 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 no. He's reloading. Finish him off. Nice, there we go. Sorry, Moots. You're really getting on the Moots. Completely wrecked by the T-77 and also by something else back here. Looks quite interesting, this game. Fascinating. T-44, Type 59, there's a T-30 now still at the bridge, another Super Hellcat. We have a T-10 coming into the base. Have a 110 over there. No way! They actually increased the that. No, 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 no. They must have increased the shell velocity, which is quite fascinating. Because I think that they would ever increase the shell velocity or anything on this thing. Okay. That was a good ambush over there. But we're gonna put an even better ambush up there, but they just need to hold coming in. This takes us a very long time to get through all this muddy water. 29 kilometers per hour, what is this? Where are we? The 2.6k combined damage, that is pretty damn good. I would not be complaining. Really crazy how they... Like, what happened to this tank? Like, did they really make it that much better? Maybe it will be time for a new review. I think I never reviewed this tank. Hello there. Hello there. Hello, good sir. Goodbye, good sir. Oh, the super Hellcat. Oh, he is sort of T30 or Mutz. Not too bad, not too shabby, not too shabby. That was a bad shot. T10 is now actually turning his turret. Come on. It's so difficult to actually pen Soviet Tier 9 heavy tank from behind. What the hell? Where's the tank? No, what? Where did my shot go? No, please don't push it. Where did his shell go? What's the pen? 186, okay. It's okay. GG, well played by our team. Good defense. Good flanking around. All in all, a good game, certainly. So I think this is going to be my last game for tonight. I've been streaming now for about, let me check real fast, about 2 hours. Having some fun with tanks that I haven't really played in a long time. But now we're gonna top this off. Finish this on a high with our STA1. So much loved Chinese. No, why do I still call it Chinese? Japanese Tier 8 medium tank. Then we're gonna call it a day after that. Something big must have hit that Leo one. Because it looks like it must have hurt over there. Poor guy. Tier 10. It's completely annihilated by artillery, probably. Unfortunate. Hey. Nice shot. Should maybe aim in a bit more. Should have taken the time. What? We actually spot artillery? That can't be right. This can't be right. How can they just leave their artillery out in the open like this? Poor guy. It's absolutely annihilated. And the T-54 lightweight wants some damage as well. What? Okay, that was that was exactly the kind of direction I thought that he might go, but that he would actually really go that way and it would like fit perfectly. Didn't expect that to happen, but there we go. Took out T-54 lightweight. It's okay. Oh, what? We penned that. What is going on? Let me spot artillery real fast. It's not in here. Okay, that is not very nice. What a hit. That hurt like hell. We're gonna be spotting the Ferdinand real fast. Proxy spot. Go up this hill. Come on, wiggle up there. Show me the Ferdinand. There he is. Okay. Unleash hell on the Ferdinand. That's funny because he was right next to him, but I actually spotted him. You know, by using the proxy spot ability. We actually spot the next artillery piece and we can actually take some revenge for him doing that to us. Oof. Somehow still alive. Takes a direct hit by an enemy artillery piece. And he somehow lives to tell the tale. Impossible. I just hope we don't lose this game. 6 and 7. Our tank destroyers are pushing a bit too aggressively, to be fair. Come on, we have to take him out. This has turned into a very awkward kind of game. Okay, that this standard B is moving up, that is very weird. Especially considering that he has 39 HP. And that he's still alive even after artillery splashed him. This attack is not really going as planned, as we can see right here. I think our STRV is going to be the next target in just a second. They still have a full HP ISM in that fishbowl. The standard B is almost dead. Same for the CS52 Liz. Our STRV is taking some hits. Unfortunate. There's the SC-130 PM. We finish him off. Still loaded the heat shell, unfortunately. But all is good, all is good. Exactly what I thought would still bite me in the ass. This Conqueror GC, that they didn't kill him, that he survived on like 5 HP. Such a joke. Yeah, this game is over. Incredible defensive play from the enemy team, gotta be honest. Like, impressive work right there. This would have been a good game to end like my STA 1 grind, 3.82k damage. Oh. Okay, I thought, yes, the TVP was just AFK. But he's given up, and he knows that it's game over. No idea what he's going to be doing now, but probably going to get smacked by artillery in a second. A tier 8 premium destroys tier 10 non-premium right there. T77. And we ended right here. Unfortunate that we couldn't make the last game a win, but at least we had some very big successes along the way. managed to go further with the event. Had some fun with some premium tanks and some non-premiums. Had a pretty interesting game in the WZ132. And we're going to be able to unlock the Type 61 now. Going to use some free XP. And now I'm going to be signing off. I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, peace out.